Hello everybody. Did you see that stat this week? 5.5 million years worth of time we spent on Zoom last year. Not just FaithWorks, thankfully, but the whole country. That's a huge amount of time. So I decided to get out of the study, come out into the garden to try and make some healthy choices as to what we should be doing this year within our garden, and also trying to work out why this lovely bird feeder behind us, which we put out, the birds are deciding not to make healthy choices about it, but going elsewhere. Answers on a postcard as to why that is. Anyway, healthy choices so that people never go back into crisis. That's been a really helpful phrase to me as to what FaithWorks is about. A few things this week then that are sort of around that idea. The green team, as was, now the essential environmental team, because we're really focusing on doing essential stuff during this COVID time. They're going to go out 3 days a week now, 2 days to support individuals, older, vulnerable people, so that they can get out, maybe clearing paths which are icy or with leaves on, sorting out fence posts, things that will mean that those older people can actually have a choice to get out into their gardens, which would be really important for them at this time of year. And then 1 day a week, we're going to be walking around with some of the churches locally to do essential grounds maintenance stuff for them, which builds the relationship with the churches, but also gives the trainees a different sort of experience. So we're going to try and keep that going. The trustees and I have been talking about the fact that it's just amazing. People are making choices out there to continue to support FaithWorks. We've had over £28,000 come in the first couple of weeks through grants, but also lots of donations. So it's fantastic that's happening. But we're also aware that one of the things we're trying to talk about is, you'll remember the sort of in the Bible, some of you know that God talks about giving the first fruits of anything that we do back to him. So we've been talking about how we can do that as a charity legally, and we're thinking about the idea of maybe a central hardship fund. I don't really like that phrase, but a central fund from which we can maybe pay for certain things that are really going to help people make those steps forwards, some of the people that we're working with across all the FaithWorks projects. So look out for more about that. Really aware we keep on trying to make healthy choices around COVID, and just to be clear, we're encouraging people to use masks to go in and out of all our venues, and the only time we don't need to do that, I think, is if you're sitting there at a desk, but at the rest of the time wearing masks is a good thing. And indeed we're going to be looking at trying to get some really higher quality masks, which we've been recommended to us by somebody who's working in a central London hospital. So we'll look at to getting some more of those in to support you. And you may have seen, though, some good news from the central government that there is more money coming in for homelessness work. There's a homelessness forum this week that some of you may be aware of, and we're going to try and get more information about that. Some of you will also have seen that the evictions ban, so stopping people getting chucked out of their houses by landlords at the moment, is also being extended. So all of those are really helpful for some of the people that we're working with. A couple of other things that are happening this week, just so you're aware. Roots to Roots, we're going to have a chat with them over in Poole. They're doing their new venue. They're there on Hill Street to support homeless in Poole, and we're trying to get a chat with them, see how we can link up more effectively. It's a great organisation there. We want to work with them as closely as we can. Ruth is working on a new newsletter. It's going to be focusing on CMA. Did you see that we've got the CMA debt advisor post that we're really keen to try and fill? So if anybody who might be good at that, it'd be great to see if they could come and help us. And you'll see another post is going out. The trustees have identified it'd be great to have what we're calling an executive assistant to the trustee group, someone just to get on top of all the paperwork that's around the trustee meetings, because we're meeting now every month. And you'll see that post going out. It's 20 hours a week. So again, if you know somebody who would be really good to join the team there, that would be super helpful. Do keep praying for Charlie and Emma. They're having a bit rough time. You may have seen some of the fact that Emma had a bit of a reaction to some of the medicines that she's been having, and Charlie's still recovering from her broken elbow. We want our recovery team back, so please pray that they can get back safely over the next few days. One of the things that I know that it's maybe hard to keep your perseverance and keep going at this time of year. Ruth very helpfully had some words from Isaiah that were really important to her. Thank you for sharing them, Ruth. She was reading there, when you pass through the waters, they will not overcome you, is one of the phrases in Isaiah 43. And what Ruth took from that is, you're not going to stay in the waters. You are going to pass through. And I remember there's another bit where Jesus gets on a boat and says to the disciples, let's go over to the other side. And there's a massive storm that comes along and they think they're all going to die. But Jesus said to them, well, didn't I say that we were going to the other side? And actually, we know that sometimes the journey with God can be a bit bumpy, but we will get to the other side. So keep going, folks. You're doing an amazing job. So grateful. Get out and see some sunshine if you can, and we'll see if we can add a few moments to that Zoom tally this week. Bless you.